Welcome back, everybody, to another exciting episode of Furu Finance. We have a very exciting show for you guys today, a very optimistic show. Just, I don't know, sentiment's been really bad lately, and a lot of the bad sentiment was being addressed during recent streams and probably in every streams, but there's some positive developments. There's some cool things to look forward to. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. The main story is HEX is finally breaking out of the triangle. So we established a trend line. We established a downward trend line and an uptrend line where they meet, form the triangle. It's been here for a while, and finally it's breaking to the upside. So that's nice. Okay, we're going to be cautiously optimistic. We're going to be talking about what's in store next as well. But yeah, that's our main story. And make sure you guys like the video. We're here every day at 12 p.m. Eastern time. Subscribe to the channel. Check out the Patreon. Patreon link is in the description. Be sure to join the Patreon. What's going on in the chat? Bob Stutz is a patron, so thank you for tuning in. Good morning. Crypto Cyborg, thank you for all you do in the well. Thank you for the kind words, Crypto Cyborg. These this positive reinforcement helps me keep going. HVAC, morning. What's going on? Rectember. I don't know. David Weinberg's a patron. Big shout out to David Weinberg. He's making fun of me for being late. Thank you. Metastang's a patron. Thank you, Metastang. What's going on? Yeah, guys, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. What are we going to get into also? Oh, so there was a topic I wanted to cover today, but I couldn't get enough information. So maybe it'll be tomorrow's stream or maybe it'll be some other day. But interestingly enough, I ran into an old friend, and he is a lawyer, and his wife is also a lawyer. And he's not involved in crypto, but funny enough, his wife works in securities, specifically cryptocurrency. She's been heavily involved in Terra Luna. She's been involved in FTX. She's been involved in XRP, I think. She's been involved in Block One. So it's hard to find a lawyer. And then even if someone's a lawyer, they don't know anything about cryptocurrency. But she knew about cryptocurrency. That is her forte. So I was asking her a lot of questions about HEX and about the process, how it's been playing out until now. And I got a lot of good answers, but I think I want to maybe talk to her one more time just to get all my questions answered before I really discuss, whether or not maybe Richard should, this is not legal advice, obviously, but maybe Richard should fight or should settle, or like how things are going to play out, what it's going to look like from November 28th, and whether or not what Richard's doing, allegedly, seemingly trying to avoid the subpoena, if that's a good idea, if it's a bad idea. It's really, really good stuff. She's not going to come on the stream. She can't do that. We don't want to jeopardize her career or reputation or anything, but we could have a lot of very good information coming up soon. That would be really good. And it's really cool that I was able to talk to someone like this. Most people don't have access to this, so we'll see. We'll see maybe tomorrow. I reached out depending on whether or not I could get a couple minutes just to ask some questions. So that's exciting. We have a lot of exciting things going on. That's why you need to turn the bell notification on for this channel if you haven't already, and obviously subscribe. So that was a cool thing. And yeah, we're going to get into everything. Maybe we'll look at some of the tabs. I was thinking of going to the price chart, maybe not first, because that's like the main story. So there is some other stuff. There's a public service announcement, by the way. We talked about the meme mania on Pulse Chain, and it's still going on. And a lot of people are getting caught up in it. A lot of people are putting money into it. I did retweet this. Maybe I should have asked B-Roots to comment on this before, but this was from Havid PulseX, Havid HEX's sister. It says, is I Am B-Roots a scammer? He has collectively shilled 100 plus tokens together with Ian Hennish, MMA. That's the guy that does the show with him. Where their main intention was to use you as exit liquidity by dumping everything intentionally. Now he's mad at Havid for breaking the ice around the Tropa and Teddy on Pulse Chain while succeeding at it more than he did with her first try after B-Roots spent weeks shilling them hard daily, which is why he probably went mad and started insulting the amount of followers we both had, blah, blah, blah. It says Zach XBT, who's notorious. He's got 445,000 followers on Twitter. He's notorious for calling out scammers on his Twitter account, like big time scammers and pump and dumps in crypto. He's called out a lot of the biggest names, and he's very reputable. So he called out B-Roots, and B-Roots blocked him. I don't have to get into the whole thing, but if you look at this screenshot, maybe I'll cover this more in depth tomorrow. We'll look into like all the projects that he shilled. But I remember MRI, and that obviously rugged. There was Mouseworm, which I guess rugged. And I remember there's Pepe. Pepe's not doing too well. Pulse Floki. Guess that rug too. I don't know. I would want to bring up the charts, try and find like part 2 of this, but I would want to also see evidence that he's just dumping on everyone. It could be I don't know. If everything keeps going to zero after, I mean, that's very, very possible scenario. But you have to take these guys with a grain of salt. This is very sketch, and they have a reputation for shilling things that, to say the least, don't end up having good price action to the upside. They end up just dumping and dumping and dumping like most things. So that's to be taken into account when you hear them talking about Teddy Bear and how it's just getting started. I'm not saying not to buy Teddy Bear, and I'm saying I'm staying away from it. And also, just because they're saying something doesn't mean they really mean it. Like when they're saying it's just getting started, or they're saying that Richard is saying it's going to peg to $1, based on their history of picking horrible coins. The pretenses shouldn't really be so credible, to say the least. I mean, that's what it's important to note. And the space is filled with people that are just pumping and dumping, and he's been around this space for a long time. So I don't know. Maybe this needs like a little bit more research, but after this happened, I think he blocked Havid HEX, and he blocked Zach XBT. So, and I did retweet the Zach XBT tweet, if you look here. But yeah, he tagged B-Roots and Ian Hennish, and they were promoting a scam, which I think they were paid to shill, which is also not really good, so good for their reputation. But they ended up blocking them. So I don't know. Because I won't promote a scam after I find out it's a scam. So he's saying he didn't find out till after. He got lied to. Maybe not. But I mean, that doesn't look good for your research and stuff like that. So I mean, these things are to be taken into account. So that was a public service announcement, because I did talk about the meme mania. So that's something to keep in mind. Okay, take everything with a grain of salt. And what else was there? Oh, there was the Richard Hart tweet for all you guys that are in the depression. For all you folks out there in the depression. What's going on in the chat, by the way, guys? Just smash the like button and subscribe. Big shout out to Chad Donnerschwans. Good morning. Only 2 Richard Hart blue chip enjoyers. Yeah. The Chad of House Donner has entered the chat. And big shout out to Davis Siciliano. Welcome to the stream. Hit the like button and subscribe. But when live with Sami, I did ask Sami to do a live, and he doesn't. He said he doesn't do lives, which is why Crypto7 ended up saying that he's an AI, because a lot of people find that suspicious. I don't know why he doesn't do lives, but I would love to have him on for a live. So go ask him. Go ask him on Twitter when he's coming on my stream. Big shout out to Sami. So this is from Richard Hart. He has not been tweeting frequently, but not often. Every like 2-3 days he has a tweet. So he tweeted, when Bitcoin is down 62% and Ethereum is down 68%, your coin might be down too. Remember when I called the top publicly years ago? Remember when ETH dropped about 95% from around 1,500 to $80 in 2018, and now it's 1,600. How much did you load up on after that? Load up on that 95% dip. You'd be sitting at 20x your stack now, even after the 68% dip from 5,000 to here. Ask yourself, who were the people selling back then, and who were the people buying? Every trade has a buyer and a seller. Remember, I bought Bitcoin when it was $30 and it went right down to $2 shortly thereafter. Now it's 26,600. Cryptocurrencies have done 90% dips, 90% plus dips over and over, and it's not new. And he said this many times, and it's nice to see him reiterate it. But for all those people out there that are, feeling like it's never going to come back again, even the best cryptocurrencies have dropped over 95% and they came back. But what are most people doing? Most people leave and they come back when it makes a higher high. So ask yourself, who was buying when Ethereum went to $80? They're sitting pretty nice. And who's buying? And do you want to be one of those people when it comes to my favorite cryptocurrency, HEX, right? Do you want to be one of those people that's just sitting around and either sitting on their hands doing nothing, or is left or sold? Or do you want to be one of those people buying? I mean, there's no guarantee of it coming back, but what we're experiencing now is very similar to the things that other cryptocurrencies have experienced in the past. Okay, I mean, this is what happens in crypto, and you have to choose. You have to do your research and choose and buy when those dips present themselves. So, this is not financial advice, and you got to do your research and decide. But there are a lot of positive things that I'm seeing that really makes me think that this space is going to come back very strongly. I mean, it is dependent on obviously crypto coming back, but even if crypto comes back, it's no guarantee. There's very few that actually come back. But the ones that have strong communities do come back, and HEX is proving to have a very strong community, because I think no other cryptocurrency has experienced such bearishness these past couple of months, such bearish news. I mean, you tell me one that's had it worse, and still the community exists. There's volume, right? There's tweets, there's streams. Some people have paused their streaming, and we could speculate why. Have they given up hope, or are they dealing with some things in private that they're not allowed to talk? I don't know. But the point is, there is content being created, and there are accounts out there, which is crazy considering all the bearish news. And there's I don't like to buy projects building on Pulse Chain, but there is a vibrant ecosystem. So we're going to get into all that. So smash the like button and subscribe to the channel. But But yeah, Richard Hart did buy Bitcoin at 30, wrote it down to 2. And now it's at $26,000, $27,000, going as high as $60,000. So you could only imagine what people are thinking back then. There's no precedent of crypto also. Back then, there was no precedent of crypto. There, like, you sort of could rely on the assurance that crypto has crashed before and has come back considerably stronger. But back then, it's never even happened before. So it's probably a lot harder to hodl. But it did come back, is what I'm saying. And I think there's a very good chance that it's going to come back as well. But hit the like button and subscribe. Ivan on Tech also had a nice tweet about that, saying how there's probably going to be the money printers go burr because of the elections and stuff like that. Inflation did go up this last CPI, but I think it's reflexive. So I think obviously it's not going to go straight down, but I think it's still on its way back down, especially because the Fed is probably going to do another quarter point rate hike. So we'll see. We'll see, but it's very oversold. It's in tremendously oversold territory. Despite the FTX news of the liquidation, the price is pumping. Bitcoin is not only not dumped, it's pumping a little bit. And if HEX isn't oversold, I don't know what is. But let's take a look at I guess the charts. Like button, subscribe. Big shout out to Franklin, OG. Mr. Chuck says the Teddy token is based on Richard Hart's Louis Vuitton teddy bear. The airplane bag is getting its own coin next. That might have just caused that to happen. I don't know. Oh my gosh. That's up to the community. And PM Score says, which chart are you looking at? We'll bring it up. And Metastinks says, lots of crybabies getting out. Bye-bye. We are going to make out quite well. Yeah. And look at the viewership, even of like the biggest channels. People are leaving. Like, not a lot of people make it, Not a lot of people make it. Most people don't make it. So I do want to be one of those people that makes it, which is why I'm here with you guys on this incredible journey. Here today. So we look at the charts. This is the chart, PM squared. The chart has HEX breaking out of the triangle. Okay. So some things to keep in mind is that there's very low volume. Okay. Usually you want to see volume when there's a move. In order to see a big move, usually volume goes up after or before. So there is low volume, but we did have this triangle since like maybe here. I don't know. And this time it's actually breaking to the upside. So that's a positive development. Now, is it going to go? I'm sure a lot of people are waiting to dump at like 1 cent or like a little under 1 cent because there are still a lot of weak hands that want to get out. So is it going to break a penny? I really think it will. Could be totally wrong, but I will say we need relief. Relief rally is the key. Relief rally. It's been just so bad for so long. I'm expecting over a penny. That's not to say it's going to be sustained. It could sustain over a penny, but we're not going at 10 cents probably till at least the beginning of next year. But these things tend to turn around very quickly and at the most unexpected of times. So I wouldn't really take anything for granted here. I wouldn't rule anything out here, but it's nice to see a breakout. I think we're due a nice mini pump just because of how bad things have been, but it's also dependent on the news. We can't forget about the news, but nice to see some sort of rally. There's some more optimistic indicators also. Where is it? There's Das Baum tweeted about the MACD flipping for the first time in a very long time, flipping green. So if you look at the entire pump up to 50 cents, and this is HEX, but nevertheless, I wouldn't buy HEX, just disclaimer, but HEX has been HEX until a very long time, a very short time ago. So seeing something like this happen might be very good. So yeah, it was all the way up to here, and then it came down very sharply, and then it was just red and red and red and red and red. Then it flipped green a little bit. We had that relief rally up to like 13, 14, and then it's been red since then. And for the first time in, is it daily or monthly? No, it's the daily. The daily MACD has finally flipped green. But you see also, it doesn't mean it's going to sustain green, because back here it flipped green for like a second, for 2 days, and then it just flipped right back. But it's been red for so long that that's another reason why I think we're going to go over a penny, because I just think we're due a relief rally. No all-time highs. Still in that sideways zone, which I think is the biggest opportunity to accumulate. But I think we're due a nice little relief. I think this is going to sustain itself for a little longer. I think. But I thought a lot of things. Big shout out to Das Baum. If you guys didn't see Das Baum, he was on the channel maybe last week or 2 weeks ago with SJ. It's a very good interview. That was really fun. Okay, so that was that. And there's also on GoPulse.com, 82 million bridged in. $82 million worth of crypto bridged in, which is crazy. Which really is up there with any other blockchain except maybe Ethereum. So like seeing that when the price is down is a huge bullish divergence. And I feel like it's the kind of thing that people are going to look back at when the bull market comes, right? Like there was so much money in there. It was ranking so high even during the bear market. It was such an obvious buy. Why didn't I get in? But obviously those things are never obvious. But if you open your eyes, there are things to look at that really indicate that it's going to be successful. And we see that here with the amount of value being bridged in. I mean, we're talking about something that's very hard to on-ramp. I know there was some news with Coast. It's not easy to on-ramp, and there's still so much value being bridged in. That's crazy. That's one of those things that, that's one of those data points that could really tell you a story, right? And also, if you go to the DEX screener, I mean, there's tons. And I wouldn't buy any of these, but there's tons of projects. The big one now, obviously, everyone's talking about is Teddy Bear, which has done very well lately. Not buying it. Again, not buying it. There's a Tropa, Wrap Bitcoin. There's just a lot of pairings with PLS. PLS is the primary pair, like Ethereum. And there's also a lot of real projects on there. Like you see sort of in the DEX screener for any other legitimate blockchain, like Ethereum, where everything's paired with wrapped ETH. I feel like it's another thing that people are going to be like, why didn't I see that? Like, yeah, obviously it was going to do well. There's a lot of trading volume. There is a lot of liquidity. Just look at that. 452,000, 315,000. There's just a lot going on here. Compare that to any other chain. I mean, these L1s, if you look at these L1s last bull market, they have comparable TVL, and their price performances were insane. Binance Smart Chain outperformed Ethereum. Ethereum did very well, like a 50, 60x. Arbitrum wasn't there. Polygon did really well. That got you like over 100. Solana did really, really well. Avalanche did okay. But yeah, these Phantom did insanely well. But the point is, yeah, Pulse Chain is right up there. Pulse Chain is right up there with activity, with money in there. I really have this feeling that people are going to be like, how the hell did I not look at this? But they're not going to see the when they look back at the price chart of how low it was and how high it went, they're not going to see the bearish news with SEC, on the price chart. That's just not something that's going to be there, like they're just going to see the good news. They're going to see the indicators that, people overlooked, like the TVL, right? Like the amount of projects on there and the amount of pairings with PLS, the engagement of the community. Like, I really think Pulse is going to do well. I mean, this is very heavily dependent on crypto coming back. Being a new bull market, we can't have a Great Depression and no bull market and some sort of decoupling where Pulse does like a 10,000x. But I think it's going to come back, and I think Pulse is going to be one of those like Solana things. How did I not see it? Sam Bankman-Fried, it was, at the time he was reputable. Like FTX, it was his blockchain. Why didn't I buy it? Oh, too much light. So that was big. Yeah, and this was tweeted by Hivid. DAI paired with Atropa. Pulse Chain is now the 5th biggest chain on CoinMarketCap. On CoinMarketCap, which was allegedly gatekeeping, Pulse Chain was the 5th largest chain. Teddy Bear, 12th most transacted pair on Earth. Pulse Chain community officially went viral. I think it went viral when the SEC thing broke out, by the way. But that's another, like these are the things that are really, really, these are really, I don't recommend these meme coins, but these are really positive things that you're seeing that nobody really focuses on because the chart's down. It's like it's not really about the news as much as the sentiment. When there's negative price action, people can't see the positive. When there's positive price action, people can't see the negative. That's what you're seeing here. So much positivity, so much bullish indicators. Just look at also like HEX daily stats. Okay. HEX on Pulse Chain. This is the bearest of the bear right now. Price is down over 98%. And you see like the change in current holders, adding new holders every single day, adding new stakers on most days. And it's not the most, I wonder if there's somewhere to get a more reliable number. Like some of these are just new wallets with people that were already onboarded, but a lot of these are just new people. It's a lot of new people coming in, and you can't see that on the chart. These are new people that are probably going to regularly dollar cost average, or many of them will regularly dollar cost average. Like on this day, so this was 6 days ago, you got 71 new wallets. This is changing current. This is not total. This is current. It's like the net change minus like wallets that sold. Wallets that came in minus wallets that sold. You got 71. That's crazy. I mean, that's really good. And this is happening every day. So again, we have to look at these things. And I'm not someone that is just like, constant positivity. I give you guys the negative too, and I always remind you guys of the possibility that, you know, things don't come back. But I think we're really overlooking these great numbers. Like, we're overlooking it. So, like, when Richard Hart says that Bitcoin is down 62% and Ethereum is down 68, and he remembers, you know, Ethereum dropped in its last bear market 95%. There were probably also a lot of good news developments. You know, DeFi was being DeFi was being laid out. It was being built when all that happened, right? Like, DeFi didn't exist or was not significant during that bull run. Okay. And then Ethereum crashes from 1,200 to $80. During that crash, you have these massive DeFi projects being rolled out on Ethereum, like just DeFi projects that work, that are proven. Other projects, tons of development, and nobody saw that. Everyone was just freaking out because the price was down. I'm sure there was regulatory concerns also. I don't know if it was to the extent that we're seeing with Richard Hart, but it might have been. I don't know. I know there was talks of security, not security, whatever it is. Nobody saw that, and then like Ethereum goes to $4,000, and everyone's like, "How did I not see that?" It's because everyone gets blinded by the price chart. So ask yourself, is it that much different here? You know, is it really that much different? I mean, there are differences and there are similarities, but overall, is it really that much different? I would say it's not that much different. I think it's a little overrated how different it is. So that's the case for HEX, and obviously PLS, which has been up as well, and Pulse X. Pulse X, I think, is the biggest gainer. We go to the Go Pulse Home. It's tied with HEX. So congratulations if you guys are buying the Pulse X dip. Pulse is 5.6. Yeah. And I talked about the relative strength that I like seeing with Pulse as well. So that's really the story today. There's not much else really to talk about, but this is really what I was thinking about. Hit the like button and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. But yeah, if you guys have anything you want to put in the comment section you want me to react to, now is your time. But that's it. Looks good. Things look good. Things look good, and the good looking things are overlooked. And I think it's a mistake. But, you know, I mean, everyone is down a lot. I'm not trying to. And obviously, Richard has not been public. We think we know why, but we don't know 100% why. So there's a lot of things that, you know, we could get sucked into and let us consume. Oh, excuse me. Let us consume us maybe more than it should. But I think we need to think positively. I think there's a possibility that the bottom's in, but we can't predict future news. Like, we're gonna have to see what happens November 28th. After the pre-trial, we're gonna have to see what happens if there's any more charges. People speculate criminal charges. I mean, these are all things that could lead to more pain. But with the news as it is, you know, as it is, which doesn't necessarily mean much, but it's looking like we hit max pain, but I don't know. People thought 1.8 was max pain, so I'm not too quick to say the bottom's in anymore. What's going on, Stefan? $80 million F-35 went missing. Is that the joke because like 80 million was bridged into the Pulse chain or something? Or are you talking about maybe the one Nawful reported like a plane was ejected and then it just didn't crash? It just kept going on autopilot or something? Franklin says Hexkins need to learn AI. Good to see you, Charles Stone. American stealth jet. Okay. Crypto Bigfoot, what's up? Took a 1 week fast from crypto YouTube. Can't blame you. Yeah, honestly, I don't watch much crypto YouTube anymore. Don't even watch this stream, which I recommend you guys watching, but it's what more am I gonna learn now? I mean, Mr. Chuck says if you make a 5555 hex stake today, you'll have to sit through at least 3 more bear markets. It's hard to watch your value go down, but the gains come from holding through pain. Yes. True. Well said. What's going on, Ash? Hit the like button. So true. Yeah. Please hit the like button. Thank you for all the people that that are watching the replay. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you hit the like button and subscribe to the channel as well. Robert Brooker says embrace the crazy, celebrate it. Yeah. Big vibe. Depends on what Bitcoin does. True. Franklin says a lot of OGs not leaving. The best part of it is that we don't have to sell all at once. People's selling points vary on bag size. There is meat on the bone for all. Yeah. Yeah, I wonder, I feel like a lot of OGs like who made so much money and held to 50 cents and were stuck holding the bag all the way down to here. I feel like once it gets to like 30, 40 cents, that's going to be a lot of resistance because a lot of them are going to, get that money back and they're going to have the opportunity to sell out. And they're like, oh, yeah, okay, maybe it goes to $3, $4, but what am I playing these games anymore? Let me get the hell out of here. But at the same time, a lot of them did get the hell out already. So, but still, there's going to be sell pressure, but not as much maybe as we think, because I feel like a lot of people did get the hell out at like 4, 5, 2, 1 cent. So they can't get out at 30, 40 cents if they tried. But that's part of it. That thing, these kinds of things need to happen. Because if people don't clear out at the bottom, then it'll never hit the top again. There's just too many people are going to clear out, when they get their money back. So they can't get their money back. They have to settle for lower prices. Sound like Johnny Chaos. They have to settle for lower prices. Those who forget history are doomed to repeat it. Yeah. Still buying. Yes. Yeah, that's today's stream. This is the bear market that you guys all so desperately wanted. It's here. The question is how you react at this point. I mean, it is here, right? The bear market is here. It's sort of a take it or leave it. Place your bets on the table. It's here. How many times were you guys rethinking your whole life? You all thought that at this point already, you might not be retired on HEX, but like it'll be significantly higher, and like all the money you'll be in the green. So like even if you need money, you could extract value from the system. You can't do it. It's like, okay, what do I have to do now? I got to go back to work. I got to, go back to school. This whole thing. I mean, That's what happens during capitulations. People rethink their future. So now's the time to take it or leave it. There will be massive winners and there will be massive losers. You know, I'm of the belief that those who sit on their hands and buy more are going to be the winners. But now is where you place the bets. Now is where you place the bets. Now. Did you vote? I voted. That's right. They gave me this pen. It's from a while ago. Franklin agrees with me. Changing of hands. People will have to wait their turn dependent on entry point. True. Franklin, are you gonna flush out at 2030? You OG? Oh, I finally got my money back. Let me just get the hell out of here. I finally got the money back. I was a multimillionaire. I finally got it back. Let me just get the hell out of here. Whether maybe it'll go to $10, maybe the $100, but what do I care? Just get the hell out of here. Or maybe you did that already. No, kidding. You definitely didn't because you're still here. Big shout out to Franklin. He's never out. Bit Finesse says only stakers will be protected from selling their futures for pennies on the dollar. I agree. That's why I'm a staker. A lot of people are really frustrated with the fact that they staked. A lot of people are like, why did I do that? Or I'm never going to do it again. You know, used to be, no one's even talking about T-shares anymore. Let's see what happens with HEX. When HEX goes to like 70 cents, it's going to be like, oh, it was all about T-shares. Were you saying that when the price was down? Or were you liquid? I spent like, what was it? Like $10,000 to get a T-share or something. Like 8,000. Now it's in the hundreds. I remember like 4,000 HEX staked. 4,000 HEX, okay, I don't know about 10,000. 4,000 HEX cost me like $2,000. Cost me like $1,500. Stake it and like maybe you'll get like half a T-share. And it's like, yeah, 555. I don't care. Sending it, it's all about the T-shares. And like now you could get 100,000 HEX for like under $1,000 and a lot of T-shares. But everyone wants to hold liquid. So place your bets, ladies and gentlemen. We'll see where the chips fall. But thank you guys for watching. I think that's it for today's stream. Check out the Patreon. We're going to be having a meeting this Sunday at 12 p.m. on Zoom for our wonderful patrons. Check out the links in the description, but most importantly, hit the like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be back tomorrow at 12 p.m. Eastern. Have a great rest of your day.